All right. Another example, probably my last one for today, because I got some shit I need to do. But anyways, we're going to look at Tezos. It popped up last night on the 1 hour time frame. I don't really trade a lot on the 1 hour time frame because moves are sort of smaller and can get washed out easily by BTC. But it's fine. Josh brought this one. It was 8 p.m. Last night Pacific. Josh brought it up because he noticed that Tezos has a lot of volume around this price level historically. Here it had a lot of volume. Here, a lot of volume. That is something to note because a lot of buying volume around key levels can potentially indicate breakouts, and that's everybody wants that. So another thing that lent to me wanting in on a trade of Tezos is divergence. On the daily time frame, Tezos triggered divergence not that long ago. I think it was like last week or so. But divergence, I've talked about and I have a video on it if you search. Divergence is when you have price moving in one direction and the price action oscillator moving in a different direction. In this case, it was bullish divergence. So on the daily time frame, price had been moving down and momentum had been moving up. So that signals that you're potentially in a bottom and price will correct and start moving up. So that is a good signal and a good sign for long trades on Tezos on all time frames. Then after Josh brought it up and I looked back into the history of its divergence, I was like, oh, Tezos is looking kind of bullish right now. Then I pulled up its cycle. I do cycle analysis as well. Cycle analysis, like this picture, the jagged line here is the daily price line of Tezos, and the smooth line is its model forecast. Cycle analysis takes all the data, like all the closes of Tezos, and does math, and that I'm not going to go into because it's not important. It defines what the most repetitive patterns are in price fluctuation. And the strongest and most repetitive cycles right now are 90-day cycle and a 206-day cycle. So combining those two gives us this model. The model doesn't align with price. The model aligns with time. Basically meaning that like end of December was a cyclical low for Tezos, and middle of February would be like a cyclical peak. So it's not saying that price will get to 425. It's just saying that you would expect an uptrend in price until around the middle of February, where it will start to retrace again into April. And you can see how well these cycles align. Tezos has like a really strong and really good history cyclically. So I feel very confident with that. So combining the cyclical uptrend along with bullish divergence and combining those two things, I would be very aware of Tezos on all time frames and look for entries on every time frame that it pops up to the long side, because there's a lot of bullish indicators pointing to the upside for Tezos, which is awesome. But anyways, 1 hour time frame. Let's put our support and resistance. We have the bull swing signal. We'll go like right around there. We'll go. Let's put it like right there, and we'll put our other one around there. So we're looking for testing of or areas where price is reacting. So we have testing here, which coincides with this level. We have testing here, which coincides with these levels. We have testing here. I'm not going to scroll back. This is just like whatever. Anyways, so with the bullish momentum and the bullish divergence and bullish cyclical trends, I would be taking an entry on this on either a static support or a dynamic support. I have talked about wanting the dynamic support to be above static support, but with there being so much bullish, like so many bullish indicators for it, I would be okay taking an entry off of just one or the other. Well, there's a little bit more consideration to that, but I feel mostly confident looking at charts like that I would take a static entry or a dynamic entry regardless of where they were, as long as there wasn't any divergence, like bearish divergence on that time frame. But anyways, so my bid right now, I'd have a bid set like here, I'd have a bid set down here, and we would just see how it goes. Well, all right, so you can see that price hit our static support and almost hit, but didn't quite hit our bid there. Either way, we're in. If price comes lower, we can still get in at this point, but we're already in a trade right here. So let's see how it goes. Goes up, goes up, goes up, goes up, goes up, goes up. So we're in a really good spot on this trade. I'll talk right now about stop losses. I like on this particular trade, since it's the 1 hour time frame, I'm usually using like an all-in, all-out strategy on a trailing stop loss because it's a small time frame. I can get in and out a lot, so I won't typically set like scaled stop losses on a smaller time frame. I like to use on the smaller time frames. I'll use like a 3-period moving average of lows. You can kind of see it shadowed in the background. And I'm wanting price to close underneath that, and then I'll get out. Like you won't catch exact tops, but that's irrelevant. This is a pretty good stop. Like it'll keep you in moves longer than some other methods. But we'll keep going. We're still in, still in, still in. All right. Here would be our first. This is where we'd be getting out of the trade because it is closed below that moving average. And also, to note, we're in another entry signal. Like this would be a bull swing signal. So we'd be wanting to set a bid at the lower SMA, which in turn also ends up above a lower, it's above a static support. So first, I've closed out of my one trade at a profit. Where are we at? So we close out 8% in profit, and we've already entered into another trade right here. I don't know how live we are. Oh, so we're live right now. So we're in another trade right now, and it's looking fine. But anyways, that is Tezos on the 1 hour time frame.